ABC's Lost, the final season. All new. ABC Tuesday at 9/8 Central.
Someone is coming to the island.
Just tell me where my son is.
The final season is here. Watch with the world as the final episodes of television's biggest phenomenon continue.
What does he want from me?
The time for questions is over. ABC's Lost, the final season. All new Tuesday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Well, I'm excited. I hope you are. Sorry. So much media, so little time. Who keeps track of it all? That would be me. This is Bob Andelman, and this is the Mr. Media Interview, brought to you today by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook at www.audiblepodcast.com/mrmedia. You'll find more than 60,000 titles to choose from for your iPod or MP3 player at audiblepodcast.com/mrmedia. Okay, so where was I before the commercial? All right. Mr. Media is recorded live from the world's new media capital and hometown of actors Angela Bassett, Patrick Wilson, and Monica Raymond, St. Petersburg, Florida. Andrea Gabriel has appeared in every season of the ABC television smash hit Lost. She's been in an episode at least once every season. But if her real name doesn't ring a bell, I'll bet her characters will. She is Nadia, Sayyid's long-lost love. And I believe this was the last time we all saw Nadia.
Paris or Rome?
No.
Lauren.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
As long as we're together.
It's our anniversary. We have to find the perfect place.
I will settle for finding my sunglasses.
Excuse me, sir. Could you help me?
I'm sorry. I think I'm lost. Are you from Los Angeles? What are you looking for?
I found
Nadia?
Okay, the squealing tires should tell you if you missed that somehow. I don't know what planet you're on, but poor Nadia was hit by a car when Jacob distracts Sayyid. Of course, he doesn't know it's Jacob at the time. So, and like a lot of characters making a return to the series in this, its final season, Nadia is sure to play an important part in nailing down the show's twisted storyline. You can learn more about actress Andrea Gabriel, besides what you're going to hear in this interview, at her website, www.andreagabriel.info. And Andrea, welcome to Mr. Media.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Glad to see you survive that car.
Oh my, you know what, just listening to it, it brings me back, just takes me back. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be strange to, like, turn on a TV and see yourself get hit by a car. And
yeah.
It's not real, but my God.
Yeah, that was a pretty active day. I was like, oh, half day, it's going to be in and out. It's going to be so easy. Go hang out on the beach afterwards. That was intense.
That looked intense. I hadn't actually thought about this before, but can you actually tell us about how that was shot? Can you
totally. There were three little brunettes in a purple frock involved. There was me, there was my stunt double, and then there was also a dummy. And so what happened? I thought because they had a stunt double, I thought my part was going to be minimal. Turns out I was in a harness, and they actually yanked me from a crane. So there's no car involved at that point. The car was parked, but they yanked me upwards, quite energetically, and I was flipped in the air like head first towards the car, and then flew feet forward onto a mat. And so if actually anyone who wants to freeze frame on me the second I get hit, that is my funky face. That is my face of, oh my God, I'm in a well, maybe there's no car, but this is weird anyway. And then they had the car hit the dummy very fast, and then they had my stunt double named Dana Reed, a very cool girl, rolling off the car. And so all put together, it looks just like a bad day for Nadia.
It does. I was going to say that in recording that audio for the show, I watched the clip a couple times, and it is really convincing that your character got hit. I mean,
yeah. It's convincing for me too. And by the time I was lying on the ground, I mean, I didn't really have to act like I was ready to expire. I was just, I was ready for the day to be done. I was just in all this sticky blood and just lying on the asphalt in Honolulu.
So there was Honolulu. I was going to ask you if it was in L.A. or in Honolulu.
Yeah, I've shot all my stuff in Oahu. And it was so funny, the makeup guy, he was just like taking little pieces of asphalt and dirt and just sprinkling it on the corn syrup, like on my face. I'm just like, this is, I'm earning my money today.
Had you ever done that kind of anything like that? That much action in a
No, never. The most action that I did was probably in season 1, where I just had to kind of pick up a gun and run out the door. That was pretty easy comparatively.
Wow. Well, I want to. We've got some people in. We've got a chat room that accompanies many of the live Mr. Media interviews, and
oh, really?
There's some folks in there. If you want to say hi to them.
Sure.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hi, chat room.
If you want to call in and ask a question of Andrea, we'll be happy to take your call. It's 1-646-595-3135. I suspect there are some pretty big Lost fans in there. We'll be happy to take a call from them. I got to ask you, with all the different storylines on Lost, the forwards, the backwards, the sideways, in search of unobtainium on, in Avatar, the avatars. Surely, Nadia and Sayyid will be reunited somewhere happily before the series ends, right?
One would hope. You never know. That man has a taste for tragedy. Well, the character.
Yeah.
You never know how it's going to end up. I really, deep down, I hope there's a nice ending with a puppy licking our face, but we'll just have to see.
Have you shot whatever you're going to shoot for this season?
I've some of it. She coyly says, batting her eyelashes.
I get that. So when will you be in an upcoming episode? Do you know that?
I can tell you that I will be, because I think they released the guest list already for this. But I pop up on the March 2nd episode called Sundown. I can't say how, but you will be seeing Nadia on a week from tomorrow.
All right, we'll look forward to that. And I believe we have we have a call for you. I believe this is Zeke. Zeke, you have a question for Andrea Gabriel?
Hi, Andrea. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. This is exciting.
Cool.
I get to talk to Sayyid's love.
Yes, we won't tell him.
Now, I don't know how much you can say, but will you reappear in which reset, the island or the LA reset?
I can't really say. I know. And so, oh my God, I'm the worst date ever. I can't spell much.
So what's it been like working on Lost?
It's been so much fun. It's been incredible. It's just I've never been on a show for 6 years, let alone, they don't ask me back. Well, there's the guest slut thing going on. So, people go and they do one shot on a show. And on this one, I thought that's what it was going to be as well. And then when they kept asking me back, it was such a thrill to be able to reprise this over and over. And I got to know some people in the cast, and I got to know the crew, and it's such a great feeling.
That's a huge break. How did you come to get that break?
Just through my agent. There was just my agent at the time just called me with the audition, and I think that it was kind of close to the gun because it was right to producers. You know, it's like you walk into the room, and now I know who the power table was. At the time, I was just like, oh, you know, producers. No, I think Fury was there, and Damon Lindelof. I think Brian Burke was there, or maybe I'm just making stuff up at this point, like my mythology. But yeah, they were all sitting there, and then you know, by the time I got home, I had sort of a pin in me, meaning, you know, don't leave the country anytime soon. Or take any other jobs, and then they had to send the tape out to Hawaii for the director, and I guess whoever they had to okay with the executives out there, and then 2 days later I found out I got the job.
Now we know Sayyid's character was like. What's Naveen Andrews like?
Oh, he's so cool. He's so different from his character. No one, I mean, he pulls it off so well. No one would ever know. But he's just like, if anything, I think he's more like Keith Richards. He's more like a rock star. You know, he's got this British accent, and he's very British, and he plays guitar, and he's just the funniest. Just, you know, he has the best sense of humor about himself. You know, which Sayyid has been accused of maybe not having a great sense of humor about himself. But anyway, he's just not this tough guy, but you do feel very protected and taken care of because he is a total gentleman. So. Okay,
it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Just take me off mute and leave me on so I can listen.
Just what?
Hey.
I'm talking to the host.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
We will. He just wants to be left on the switchboard to listen to the conversation. So.
Oh, groovy. Sorry, all this lingo, I have no idea.
Not a problem.
I'm so backwards when it comes to the media.
Excuse me. Not a problem at all. You know, I the thing I was curious about, and to follow up on what he was asking, is once you got the gig, you assumed that it was a one-time shot. When did you get the sense that it might recur, or did you not know from year to year?
I didn't know. Once I got, well, I didn't know from year to year. So even if they did bring me back in the second season, which they did, I didn't know I was coming back in the third or the fourth or the fifth. I had no idea. They are definite. They are good at the game of love. Let's say that. If I were dating the Lost Creative team at this point, I would have bought them a big old ring. They're very, very coy. But the more that I watched the show, and then of course once I got the feeling that everyone knew the show was coming back for at least a second season because of the success of the first season, and I saw the way that it was unfolding, I figured, you know, why couldn't they bring me back? But there wasn't anyone I could really say that to. So I was always very, very thrilled whenever I get the phone call.
And I read that there's only 4 people, I guess outside of the main cast, who have been in every episode.
Yeah.
I mean, every season, I'm sorry.
Every season, yeah. There's only 4. There's John Terry, who, of course, plays Christian Shepherd. There's Lillian Hurst, who's Hurley's mother, she's so great. I love her. I think her name is Carmen on the show, right? And then there's me, and then there's Rose. There's L. Scott Cadwell. So we're the only ones who have shown up in every season. Some have huge recurring arcs, but it lasts a season or 2. So yeah, very, very proud to be part of that club.
Well, and I'm sorry, and you know, I'm a little under the weather today, so I apologize if I lose.
Oh, please don't even worry about it.
When you go, have you played in any scene? I'm trying to remember. Have you played in any scenes with anyone besides Sayyid? Have you been with any of the main? I don't think so. There've been.
Yeah, I was with Locke. I was buying my house in season 2 from Locke when he was a what do you call that? A house appraiser. a house inspector. So that was one of his day gigs, I guess. This is before he was paralyzed, of course, and had a lovely little tuft of hair. And he and I was buying a house from him. We had a nice little scene. And then in season 3, I was Charlie Saved Me from the Mugger. Remember his greatest hits? I called him a hero. And for some reason, that was one of his favorite moments in his life. I guess it doesn't take much to please him, but
it's interesting
so
how
I got to work with it. What?
I'm sorry. I was going to say that it's almost like the characters exist in like a little snow globe, because the producers and the writers have found ways for so many to cross over into each other's lives when you wouldn't think that would ever happen. Yeah,
I would never have imagined those two. I was so psyched I got to work with them too, because they are. I mean, I love every character on the show. And then also in season 4, I had some stuff. I mean, I didn't have a lot to do in the scenes, but I was at Christian Shepherd's memorial, so I got to meet Matthew Fox. I got to meet Evie, and I got to meet Hurley. I keep jumping in and out of the names. You'll have to excuse me. They're real names, they're character names, but everyone knows who I'm talking about. And then I was at Hurley's little barbecue themed little luau themed barbecue in season 4. So I did get to interact with a few.
Do you now? You're in the March 2nd episode. As we're recording this, it is February 22nd. So there is an episode tomorrow, and then there's another episode next week. We know that you're going to be in that. Are you able to tell us anything about what you're doing in that episode without, giving anything away?
Oh, God, I wish I had a good answer for that. Is there anything I can tell you? I have an accent.
Okay.
I have an accent in it, so I know I'm so annoying. Well, what could I tell you? Oh, you will definitely see someone else from Sayyid's past as well.
Oh, okay. All right. By the way, I want to give out your website again for folks who may have just joined us.
Sure.
You can learn more about Andrea Gabriel at her website. It's www.andreagabriel.info. It's not .com, it's .info. So be aware.
Yeah, I won the domain name prize for that one.
Well, guys, I will tell you there are some stunningly beautiful pictures of Andrea on her website.
Thank you.
You can certainly see why the producers keep bringing her back year to year.
So sweet.
Well, so you can't actually tell us what's going on. Can you make something up? Can you deceive us and throw us off track a little bit?
Oh God, that would take imagination. You have to use that muscle today? Oh my God. Let's see. Throw you off a little bit. I'm alive.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, but we don't know if this is in the LA sequence or if it's sideways or up and so yeah.
Right, and we don't know if it's on the island, off the island. We don't know.
Well, somebody knows, but it's not us.
Somebody knows. What you guys don't realize is that Carlton Hughes is holding a gun to my head as we speak. I guess he took a break on his lunch hour, and I'm giving him refreshments over here. No, I'm kidding.
Well, and I wondered. I mean, can you tell us about the secrecy on the set? I mean, you come in, you shoot an episode or maybe 2 or scenes for an episode or 2, and you go back to your life. They're still there for months. Are they laying on you the need for secrecy and not to give anything out?
Well, I think it's just over time and over 6 years. I mean, I've become accustomed to, even though they don't put a lot of pressure on me personally, I guess I just take to a mafia wife role, It's like the less I say, the better. Because there's also, I'm so grateful to them, and they are such a wonderful company to work for that I want to protect them too. So I wouldn't want to tip their hand or make their job any less exciting or fun. So I just watch my own behavior, but they give me they give me general restrictions, when they know that I'm going to be interviewing or something, but nothing specific. I think they know I know how to do this at this point. Yeah.
I was looking over your IMDb page, and I wondered, has this show opened other doors for you, or are you doing you pop up in a lot of shows, you'll do an episode, a guest starring kind of thing here and there. Do people know you from Lost, or are you still going on, auditions and doing all that kind of thing?
No, I'm still going on auditions, but they know me from Lost in the auditions, which is very nice. It's a nice thing to be connected to.
I saw that you... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I just said absolutely. That's all.
Oh. I saw that you did an episode of House.
Yeah. Yeah, you can actually. I think you can see that on my website if you want to watch some of the footage. That was really fun because I got to be much closer to my real self, even though I love playing characters. And this one is actually kind of funny. So and when I was in New York and I was doing theater, most of my stuff was comedy. It's so funny. I come out here and I'm in prison, I'm being tortured, and I have a much wackier sense of humor. And so I get to play on House, and I got to work with Hugh Laurie, which was so much fun.
I did just watch that scene. Once you said that, I clicked on it and was watching.
Oh yeah.
that was you were a patient in the clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very cool.
And I got to have attitude.
What do your friends and people, your family, what do they think about? The Lost role obviously is a big deal, but just the fact that they can tune in and see you on TV periodically, it must be very cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. Actually, no one in my family would watch season 5. My mother watched it, and she was so mad at me that I didn't warn her. She's like, "Oh, you're like covered in blood." I'm like, "It's acting." She's just like, and then so my father wouldn't watch it, my sister wouldn't watch it, so nobody saw season 5.
I can understand that. I mean, if it was my daughter, I would have a hard time watching that scene. Like I said, I watched it a couple times today, and I just, it's hard to believe that someone survived that.
I know. I said to I told my dad, I'm like, well, would you rather watch that, or would you rather have me do a love scene? And he said, can't you just do a sitcom or something? Multi-camera, laugh track, but can't you just do that?
Yeah, that would be a dad's view of things.
Yeah.
I was homesick yesterday and watched American Wedding on TBS, I think, the American Pie movie. And I was watching it and I was thinking, okay, if I was the parent of one of these girls, I would just go crazy. I could not let my kid do this.
Completely. I have some friends in my acting class. I go to acting class out here. It's a really good one. Everybody's working in my acting class, and I see like some of the little 20-year-old girls, and I'll be watching a movie, and it's like, bam, and I want to go in there, and I want to like pick them up by the scruff of the neck and talk to them, and just be like, no.
Yeah.
Even though it's doing fine for their careers and they've got beautiful bodies, I'm just like, oh my God, I want to wrap you up in like, in pink Kleenex and take you home.
Aw.
I know.
Zeke is back in the chat room, who called in a little while ago. I had another question for you. When we were talking about secrecy, he was wondering what happens to actors on the show if you disclose something by mistake or even on purpose. Do they have some way to get even?
Well, I suppose they can always never ask you back. They can do that. I don't know if that's actually happened, but I wouldn't know, knock on wood, because I haven't. So let's just let's hope we never press that red button. Yeah, because I wondered that myself, actually. I wondered myself if people show up in the Disney van and you just are never heard from again. I know they've got it. I mean, there's got to be something, I would imagine. I know. I'm as in the dark as y'all are. I don't know what's happening in the future, and I don't know who's watching me from the bushes.
Well, what else have you got coming up? What's in the works for you?
Well, right now I am working on converting. I wrote a full-length play and done a few readings of it, and working on converting that to film right now. So the second that happens, and there's somewhere to watch it, you can keep up to date on my website, and I will keep you posted. And besides that, just auditioning and seeing what comes in the works, because pilot season. I don't know if you're. Yeah. I'm sure your listeners are savvy, but pilot season, you shoot a pilot and then you don't know if it got picked up. You don't know if the network passed on it, and then they're going to try and sell it to another network. So as soon as something is solid, I will definitely keep the people in tune.
Good. Well, now that everybody knows to go to AndreaGabriel.info, they will be up on what's going on.
.info. I should have an org. Shouldn't I have an org?
You should have a .com.
I know. There's a very talented children's author who took that long before Lost ever happened. So bless her heart. Rock on with that. But yeah, I just, in case anyone's curious, no, I don't write children's books, although they're charming.
There you go. Well, I've just got one last question for you. I'm just wondering, how will you look back on your run with Lost? Will you remember it as kind of a career-changing moment, as just kind of a fun moment? Oh yeah,
it's been career-changing. I mean, it's the first big thing that's really happened to me. Worked a lot in theater, like I said, in New York, and then coming out to LA, everyone was definitely letting it be known that it's very hard to break in here, and it's and it was hard to re-get an agent. I had a little bit of momentum in New York, and then coming out here and starting all over again, and that really only happened. I guess I had only been here not even 2 years, and so. Yeah, so it was really validating. It was really like all the stuff that I had done in New York does pay off, the training and the work that you did. It doesn't go into a vacuum, It comes back in another form. And so and just to be a part of the mythology of this show, which will be around forever, 20 years from now. There will be kids watching it in, I don't know, holograms or something. There'll be some new technology, which I have no idea how to work. And they'll be watching it, and that'll be very cool.
Your dad will be thrilled about guys being able to reach out and touch you in 3D holograms.
Yes. Try to save Nadia. Try and duck her out of the way.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's funny. I just got what you said.
No.
I'm beat behind here.
I'll just glide past that. Folks, listen, you can watch the lost episodes that you might have missed at www.abc.com. And, of course, keep up on the latest news about the lovely lost star, Andrea Gabriel, at her website, www.andreagabriel.info. Andrea, you were a delightful guest. I hope you have to come back again very soon and tell us about something else you're working on.
Thank you. Absolutely. And if anyone wants to, there's a way to contact me on my website if you have questions that you weren't able to. Zeke, if you have any more questions, you know where to find me. I will receive and respond in due time to all the messages.
Great. Zeke will appreciate that, I have no doubt.
I'm so glad we had a guest.
Yeah. Excuse me. Me too. Andrea, it was delightful to have you on the show, and thank you so much for joining us.
It was my pleasure.
All right, good luck to you. Stay away from cars and streets.
Yes, exactly. Look both ways. I will.
Right, exactly. All right.
Okay, take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And folks, for more interviews with your favorite TV and film stars, you can surf over to our main website, www.mrmedia.com. That's where you can listen to my earlier conversations with Kirk Douglas, Billy Bob Thornton, Nathan Fillion, Christian Slater, Alicia Cuthbert, Ali Sheedy, Harold Perrineau from Lost, John Hawkes, prior to being on Lost, and Lost executive producer from season 1, I believe, David Fury. And please take advantage of this great offer for Mr. Media Radio listeners. Go to www.audiblepodcast.com/mrmedia, that's Mr. Media, to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. Again, that's www.audiblepodcast.com/Mr. Media for your free audiobook. Subscribe to Mr. Media on iTunes, and you'll never miss a show. Just search Mr. Media Interviews from within iTunes and subscribe for free. You can also listen with a piece of string and a tin can in many locations. If you've got an idea for a guest, email me directly at bob@andelman.com. You can also follow me on Facebook or on Twitter, www.twitter.com/Andelman. Thanks so much for joining us today. Always appreciate when you give up a piece of your day and come spend it with us. Thanks for listening, everybody.